Hi, my name is Kimberley Malone. I work at the Natural Path Health Solutions in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I want to share a little bit more of a personal journey over probably a series of videos that I'll do for the next 4 to 6 weeks, talking about my approach to finally having to have my knees replaced. Just to give a little background, I had my first probably significant knee pain or knee issues when I was 16. And at that time, I was pretty athletic. I loved running, and I would run up and down hills on cement. And I played soccer and loved to jump and climb and just lot of things. And it was in that time frame that I was told I had some pretty significant chondromalacia starting. That's basically rough cartilage under the kneecap. And I was already starting to have pain and a lot of popping and cracking, crackles. And one of the things that was maybe a little bit different for me is I was very double jointed. I was also tall, and I had a hard time. Sometimes I would be injured doing sports because my joints wouldn't always hold together really well. And I've learned as I've gotten older that is probably a connective tissue disorder. There's a spectrum of that. It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And EDS is something that you can have very mild symptoms or very severe symptoms. Mine are on the mild side. I don't have trouble where if I'm putting on a shirt, my shoulder pops out. I have a lot more control over my joints than that, but they do pop in and out very readily. And sometimes that looks kind of disgusting when a joint pops out. And so I would do it just for the shock value when I was younger, which probably didn't help my joints as time went on. But I continued being very active. I took up racquetball. I did martial arts. I just did a lot of things that had some high impact to them. And I just kept pushing through. I would occasionally be sent to physical therapy. Way back in my early 20s, they did try to do some electrical stimulation on my muscles around my knee. And we did, back then they didn't have kinesio taping, but we did a type of taping. At least they didn't do kinesio taping on me at that point. And I just continued. It was probably in my mid 20s, late 20s, actually. I moved out to California and was still trying to be really active and still really struggling with knee pain and inflammation and swelling and all that stuff, and got connected to one of the San Jose Sharks doctors. And just because of the amount of abuse my knees had already had, and when they looked, they felt like, oh, it's really just misalignments in the joint that are contributing. And so he really felt that I would benefit from something called a tibial tubercle transfer. I don't believe they do those anymore. It was somewhat barbaric, but it was basically a reconstruction of the knee. And so I had that done on my late 20s on both knees. Quite a recovery from that. But I did get back to where I was playing racquetball competitively. I took up road cycling and did a lot when I moved back to Colorado, even the Fort Collins Cycle Club. So I continued to be pretty active. And when I was in my late 30s, actually mid 30s, I think, was when I was starting to have, again, a little bit more trouble. And I think I was in my early 40s when they decided, let's take the hardware out that they had put into my knees. And I had quite a few screws all over the place holding things together. And so they went in and attempted to take all of the screws out. One knee, they were successful. The right knee, it had just really, the bone had just really grown around the screws significantly. And they were not able to get all of the screws out of my right knee. And I'm telling you what, I know when the weather's changing. A lot of you can probably relate. I definitely have ups and downs with the barometric pressure. So I continued after having the hardware taken out and just continued to try and do the best that I could. And at the time, I had met my husband, Carl, who was doing cold laser therapy. And a whole nother world opened up to me around just so many kinds of modalities that are available. And so part of my encouragement in this video is that you would really seek out and try some different things before just moving ahead with maybe a surgery or something like that. There are so many amazing practitioners around Colorado, and I think I've been to at least half of them. So just a few things that I've done in addition to physical therapy over the years. I did learn to do the kinesiotaping. I have done dry needling. I've done chiropractic. I have done Rolfing. I've done Rossiter. I have had stem cell therapy and PRP, the platelet-rich plasma injected. I have had something called Trigenics, which is an amazing technique done. And that was actually, all of these have been helpful in so many ways. I've done myofascial release and neurosomatic therapy, massage. I mean, the list is very lengthy. In addition to that, I have access to cold laser all the time and other light therapies, as well as just amazing supplements that we have at our office. And so I have gotten probably as much mileage as possible out of my knees. It was in my late 30s when I noticed my knees beginning to kind of tighten up, and I was having trouble bending them. And that has just really progressed over the years. And I now have just such significant bone spurs. My body's decided that's how it wanted to stabilize the knees, that just bending my knees, the bone spurs hit each other, and then I just can't push through it or bend any further. And I've kind of gotten to the point where I am ready to do the knee replacements. So that is what these videos are going to be about, is what am I doing to prepare for that, and just kind of how it goes for me. So I just wanted to first give the background, a little bit of the story as to why I've gotten here. In the midst of all of the knee injuries, I also have a back injury, and I have a laminectomy on a disc, and it doesn't always stay where it's supposed to, and so that kind of compounds some of the issues that I deal with. And unfortunately, about a month ago, I had a re-aggravation of that disc coming out of where it's supposed to sit, and have really struggled for the last few weeks, but I am coming out of that and feeling really much better. And then I was able to get these knee replacements scheduled for the beginning of March, on March 6th. So that's kind of the lead up to some of the other things that I'm going to share with everybody. But I wanted to give this background. The next video, I'll probably talk a little bit about the things I'm doing to prepare. So thank you for listening, and be sure to subscribe or follow us, and you'll see more of these videos. I'll probably do 2 to 3 a week for the next few weeks, and then probably taper off from there. Thanks so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.